Namaskar, greetings, and gratitude. Today, on Hot Seat with me is Dr. Jyoti Bajaj. She is a founder and chief curator of MieT, that is MIET, Mind, Inclusion, Education, and Technology. Dr. Jyoti comes with an experience of 15 years in schools. And now she has her own organization in the name of MieT. I welcome you, Dr. Jyoti, to the StarTalks.
Thank you so much, Preeti ma'am, for having me here. It's such a delight. It's a big honor, and being with you here is honestly it goes beyond words for me because you've been a big idol and a big motivation for all of us.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I see, ma'am, you've been a gold medalist and you've done so much in different schools. How did you choose as special educator as your career?
Okay, from the very beginning of my career as a physiotherapist, I was drawn to working with children with special needs because I had an early intervention center. So while addressing their physical needs, that was what they used to come to our center for. So I realized that when you're talking about rehabilitation, it's not just about movement; it was about empowerment, and that's where I thought that I wanted to support children holistically, not just physically but also emotionally and also academically. So this passion was what led me to special education and counseling, so that I could help the children thrive in the best part of their life.
So wonderful, so very wonderful. So, can you share some of the moments in your career that really strengthened your passion in this field?
Okay, like I was mentioning, children used to come to me for their early intervention. So I remember seeing a child who had autism, who was on the spectrum. So initially, he struggled even with the basic communication. He could not find the right words to communicate. That's part of the spectrum disorder, of course. That is where I kind of realized that I wanted something more to be able to have my connect with that child. So I started reading up more, and that's where, in fact, I got to understand what special education is and how it goes to dealing with the children who have different needs. So that's where we started working with the child more closely. We started counseling the parents who obviously had a difficult journey thus far, and that helped me break my ice with the child, connect with him in a better manner, and obviously the treatment approach became very very different and much more impactful. So if I have to talk about a defining moment, I think this was the one.
Okay, wonderful, ma'am. And when we talk of emotional intelligence, so what role does it play in special education?
Well, I think this is the core of special education because as educators, we need to understand that every child learns differently, and many children with special needs they struggle with expressing their emotions, or they have low self esteem, or tend to get frustrated easily, or have a lot of anxiety. So, as educators, it is our duty and our skill to understand their emotions, then to respond with empathy, understanding who they are and why they're expressing it that way, so that we can create a safe learning environment for all. And I think that is what makes all the difference. So it's not about teaching skills. So it's about nurturing resilience in them, building their confidence, and also building their self worth. So yes, emotional intelligence plays a great role. It's the core value that we special educators need to have in ourselves to be able to understand our children better.
Uh, Dr. Jyoti, you just said yes. My question was this only, that emotional intelligence as a role for special educators. So you mean to say the teachers also have a big part in it? Why only the special
Absolutely.
educators?
No, absolutely. Anybody dealing with a child who has special needs, because it goes beyond, interacting with the child. You have to kind of holistically rehabilitate the entire family. So, whosoever, any stakeholder who's coming in contact with the child who has different needs or his parents has to have that emotional intelligence.
That means in the classroom also, the teachers, yes, we say we expect empathy from them.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you. And being in such an emotionally demanding field, so how do you take care of your own mental health?
Well, that's a very interesting question. Self care is very essential, especially in the field that we are in. So I always remind myself that I cannot pour from an empty cup. So I have to make sure that I take breaks in between, that I practice mindfulness, that I meditate for whatever time I get, and more importantly, I celebrate every win that I receive. Be it with my child or any milestone that I achieve. And also, I have to connect with my fellow educators, with my colleagues, and we have to engage in activities that I love, so that I can maintain a balance between work and my personal life. So this helps me stay motivated. And Preeti ma'am, if I have to say, I would say that I focus more on the impact rather than the challenges. So that is one, key point that I always hold on to, that it is the impact that helps me stay motivated, rather than, see, there'll be a lot of challenges, not just for me but for everybody. So to keep us going, to keep us motivated, we look at the small wins that we have and we celebrate them to full level.
Wonderful, very wonderful. Absolutely said yes. Celebrate your smallest wins also, and yes, you will be able to overcome the challenges.
Yes,
Wonderful.
right.
Some skills or qualities that you feel every educator should develop to be more inclusive.
Okay, I think I can list three under this category. An inclusive educator, I'll not just say a special educator, any inclusive educator should have three basic qualities, that is patience, then there is empathy or the emotional intelligence, and then there is adaptability. Now, let me explain why. Patience, because every child progresses at his or her own pace. No two children are equal or can be compared. Okay. Empathy, because you have to understand a child's struggle to allow the interventions to be meaningful. Okay. And the third skill, adaptability, because no single approach works for the children. Educators, they should also embrace lifelong learning. For us as educators, we also have to be updated to the new teaching strategies that are there, the new learning methodologies, the new education policy that is coming, so that we adapt our learning methodologies to what is available currently, what are the best resources that we have, again, to have a meaningful and impactful intervention with the child.
Absolutely. So, yes, the teachers, why only special educators? We expect our teachers also to be patient and empathetic, and absolutely, adaptability is again notable. Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely. So, you come with so much of experience, and what advice would you like to give to the upcoming special educators and counselors?
Okay, I think I'll put it in one sentence. If you're entering this field, enter with your heart. So because both special education and counseling, they require passion, they require patience, they require persistence, and they also require a very deep sense of purpose. So that is what is most important. So you must be prepared to challenge stereotypes, to celebrate the smallest victories that you get, and keep learning, because this is lifelong learning that keeps happening. You must always remember that you're not teaching a subject, you are shaping lives. That is the biggest asset that you people have. So the progress may sometimes seem very, very slow, but every breakthrough that you get, no matter how small it is a step towards the bigger transformation. So yes, your heart has always to be active. So if you're entering this field, please enter with your heart.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well said, Dr. Jyoti. Uh, we were together in one of the schools, yes. So, since long, this practice is going on of the special educators and counselors. All the more, I see it coming in more in our schools, in society. How do you see it evolving further?
Well, the future is bright because there are a lot of advancements that are happening in technology, and now we have so many, artificial intelligence-driven tools. We have digital accessibility solutions, and we also have customized interventions. From then to now, we've actually evolved. We are now able to understand each child's individual strengths. What are the areas that need improvement? How can we constructively channelize the child's strength to combat his weaknesses? So we are all trying to make learning more inclusive now. And honestly, to say, Preeti ma'am, the awareness and advocacy towards special education, towards diversity, and towards inclusivity, that is also growing. It's going multifold. So what is it doing? It is leading to better policies and also better support systems. From then to now, the support systems have really gone better. So the key is to continue pushing for a world where the education is truly equitable and where every child, regardless of their abilities, I don't even say disabilities, so regardless of their abilities, they have the opportunity to thrive and also to succeed. So yeah, the future is really bright.
Absolutely. It's the need of the hour. Absolutely. And slightly different question. If you could share some of your happy moments with us.
Okay. Okay. For me, success in my field, or if I have to say special education, it's never about grand transformations. We cannot say that we started from here and this is what we have achieved. It's about these small and everyday victories that add up over time. I celebrate every moment when a child overcomes a challenge. This could be, something as small as reading their first sentence, or maybe making their first friend, or initiating a conversation with a new person, or simply believing in themselves. These wins may seem very, very small to the world. They may not be titled as success stories, but for the child and their family, they are life changing. Every small win is like a big, big transformation. So for me, success is like, seeing a child gain confidence, have self worth, become independent, and have the courage to embrace their unique abilities instead of their disabilities. So every child that I work with is teaching me something new, and I think that in itself is the biggest reward and award that I can get.
Absolutely. So beautiful. Very nice. Thank you so much, Dr. Jyoti, for coming to the Star Talks and sharing your valuable insights with us. So happy that
Pleasure
you are
is
here.
all mine. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you, Preeti ma'am, for having me here.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you, dear audience, for being with us in this lovely chat. Tomorrow again, I will come back with a personality who has inspired my life. Goodbye.